Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our first webinar for PPM Express. And agenda for today's webinar is modern portfolio management for Microsoft Office 365 platform. I would even probably should name it for modern work management on Microsoft platform, because today we'll talk not just about the Office 365. This webinar is presented by PPM Express. It's a product by Fluent Pro Software Corporation, and we call this product as a modern PPM platform for lightweight portfolio management. Very quickly, reality of work management in organizations, in the modern organization, is that there are so many work management, project management, portfolio management tools in place. And if you take a look on just on Microsoft, we have only 5 products from Microsoft. That's Microsoft Project Online, that's Azure DevOps, formerly known as VSTS or Visual Studio Team Services, Office 365 Planner, new coming project service, Office 365 Dynamics, to do application. So there are many tools that are available for users to choose. And as a company, we work in this field for years, and we have integration platform. And what we found is that companies use more than one tool, and the challenge of integrating all that information is all that information together is critical, and companies need it. Right now, when companies employ different tools for different projects, different departments, different business units, there's a lack of common process. Very often PMO and management, and especially the EPMO, they don't see all the work in one place. It's hard to report. Against multiple tools, and in most cases, executives need to reach out to someone to get that information about the current status of reports. And the same, we are mixing the modern and agile and traditional approaches for project management, because that's a reality. Some projects need the full WBS structure, waterfall approach. Some projects are fine with very lightweight plans in Microsoft Planner, and development teams, IT organizations, they like using the DevOps, or let's say Jira, for agile project management. But what is the most common, and what is the expectation from more than 90% of the business that we talk to, and when we discussed integration scenarios, is companies need a full visibility of all work in one location. They need some clean and very simple interface to access that information. And again, like if you take a look, it's we have work managed on just on Microsoft platform in multiple tools. And as well, one of the critical requirement is that companies want to have information that they can trust, that is up to date, that it's updated, that is reflects the reality and real state of projects in organization. There are several approaches for how to address that problem. Definitely, first is integration, where, for example, let's say we use Microsoft Project Online as our main platform, and we integrate it with other systems, let's say with Azure DevOps, with Jira, with Planner. We bring all that information to project in the Project Online. There are benefits for that, because we can get to implement some custom logics, but there are also kind of like we need to maintain. The system need to be maintained. It's a middleware. You have someone need to always monitor that solution, that everything is working. There is a quite, I would say, moderate cost related to integrating the system, that you need to buy software, run it somewhere, monitor, time to implement. So it has its own cons and pros. But again, like if it solves the problem, that there will be some place where you can see all project in place. Second approach is that you have, I would say, the centralization where you say, okay, we decided that Microsoft Project Online or any tool is our main tool of choice, and we migrate all the information. So that especially that approach works is if there are similar tools in place, and some organization might decide, okay, we need to centralize management in one application, that everyone must use that application. It will be one tool for everyone. The downside is that it can be a bit bad fit for some teams, and it requires migration, and it can be quite high because like we need to extract information, get all that information to one platform, and you're losing investment, licensing, and everything in your existing tools. And usually, since it's not exact fit, you might have internal change resistance with an organization for this approach, because some people say, okay, we don't want to use Planner, it's too simple for us, or we don't want to use Microsoft Project Line, it's too complex for us. So it's a significant effort, and it can be cost can be in tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars for organization, and it's a long process. There is a third approach that we decided to follow with PPM Express. Is we call it aggregation, and the slogan is that connect, do not replace. The idea is that teams in organization, they decided to select a tool of their choice for a reason. For some teams, anything but Planner will be overkill. Let's say that you are in the marketing project. You don't need to have very complex structure. But at the same time, for example, for software development department, for IT organization, you follow the scaled agile, and you need to use the DevOps. You use Scrum. You need to maintain backlog, user stores, Apex, everything. Same time, for example, your infrastructure or construction or merchant acquisition or R&D, they use a project online because they manage their long-term projects. They need to have a waterfall. It's very structured approach. So there is a reason why specific team selected the solution. And our idea why to force people to change the tool or change the way how they work if that's the tool that best fits their needs, and they just simply need to keep working on the tool. So we are not saying like don't replace. You still do, you select this tool for a reason, and you need to stay in that tool. Addressing the second need from business, that they need some easy to use, easy to maintain modern application. And that's exactly the PPM Express, and I will have a demo where I will show the UI. So we try to build a very lightweight application, very simple to use. With audience for PMO, EPMO, executives, and project manager, which is removing the complexity of managing project as much as possible. What we try to third principle is that application need to bring total visibility into all the work that is being managed in organization. And the third one, that you don't have to wait for months, that you can start immediately with application just right now, just with simple sign up. You can connect your systems and immediately start using the application and see the big picture. Very quickly on major principles. It's a standalone app. It's run on the Azure, and we protect all the Office 365 license. If your team is using Microsoft Project Line, you still will use Microsoft Project Line. We don't have a scheduling component. We are aggregating the information. It's additional layer on top of all the existing tools that organization has, that aggregates, that connects all those systems together and bring all the project and all the details about the project into one place, solving that problem of disconnected systems and disconnected teams and disconnected projects. Teams still can use the tools of their choice. It's Planner, it's Dynamics 365, PSA, it's Project Online, it's some external tools that they might use. Like there's no force, there's no push to move from those tools. Please use it. It works the best for the teams that select for a reason, keep using it. We provide the native Office 365 integration. It's you sign up with Office 365 account or with Gmail account or Google account, and like it's very natively integrated. We use Power BI's reporting engine, so we decided not to reinvent or build anything new. Power BI is a leading platform for BI, and it's all our reporting is based on Power BI, so you can benefit from existing investment. You can protect existing licensing investment into Microsoft Power BI. So what we found is majority of organizations have licenses. Like there's no need to acquire additional licenses. You can simply reuse what you have. And since our application is fully integrated with Office 365, with groups, with Power BI, with all the work management tool from Microsoft, what we see is that companies start using Office 365. They see better adoption of the Office 365. They start using more applications. They start using Teams. They view using some of the team integration. So there's definitely a good result in increased adoption of Office 365 in organization that use PPM Express. And since we are just aggregating that information, you still will use and you have to use all the powers that Microsoft apps provide. Microsoft Project Online, super powerful platform for project management, for schedule management, based on the market scheduling engine. You can use Dynamics 365 for professional services automation. You can use Planner. You can use Power BI. Like you have full access to everything that Microsoft provide. We are not replacing anything. It's additional layer. You still live and work in the Office 365 ecosystem. Again, very quickly, one more item that, as you know, Microsoft is releasing the new project service. It's called Project Service or just Project later this year. And one of the strategies outlined by Microsoft that there will be side-by-side operation where you have Project Online and new Project Service, and that's additional service to current work management stack that Microsoft provides. And we have support for Dynamics 365 PSA, and we'll support the project servers. So with PPM Express, you can address the problem that will exist with side-by-side usage. Is that how do I see all my projects in one place together? With PPM Express, you can connect, you can bring project from Project Online and bring project from Project Servers and bring project from Dynamics 365 and from Planner and see all those projects in one place connected that you don't have to switch between the systems. If you need to see a schedule, you will click on link and it will open it in Project Source. If you want to see the schedule in Project Online, you will click on link, it will open in Project Online. So it's all connected and all accessible from one place and provides total visibility. Again, before we start on the demo, I would like to iterate the business expectations for modern systems for portfolio management for work management organization is that companies need full visibility. They want to have one location to see all the projects. It needs to be as clean as possible, as simple as possible, and provides the data that management can trust. So let's go to a demo. Okay, what you see right now is PPM Express. It's our application. It's a standalone application. It's accessible at app.ppm.express. And you sign up to the application using your Microsoft Office 365 account. Sign up process, and it's very simple. You just use that account, and you immediately you provide some company information. You get started with project with PPM Express. In PPM Express, we have two main concepts. First of all, we have a concept called project, as you can imagine, and the second concept we have is a portfolio. The portfolio is simply a container or a group of projects that you can use, and you can define portfolio as you want. You have a full flexibility for that. Simply, you can treat the portfolio as some container of projects where you can simply just assign some project to portfolio. It can be by financial year. It can be by business unit. It can be by, let's say, your portfolios of programs that you would like to have if you have very large programs in your organization. So organization have full flexibility to define portfolios, create portfolio. It's completely up to organization how to do it. Second object, or the very first one, is a project. And if I click, for example, on my portfolio, I have timeline for my portfolio, I have statuses for my portfolio, and I have a list of projects that part of my portfolio. So, okay, in this portfolio, I have 6 projects. 4 of them are on track, 2 at risk, and I have some timelines, and there are some milestones and key dates on my project, and I can see that information immediately here. For portfolio, you can define the portfolio level key dates or milestones or releases, so you have that flexibility. It's a simply just some important dates for your portfolio or for your program or for your department. That, for example, when you commit to do some releases or cross department releases or global releases, or just any important dates, you have a place to track that information that everyone can see. And you have 2 additional sections. You have details, so very familiar custom fields. So you can create any number of custom fields and display them here. It can be any attribute of your portfolio. Description, you can say that, create a lookup table with business unit or with the departments and have all that information here. Again, like, you have full flexibility here. Plus, you have an option, you have a financial components, it's called a budget, where you can create a budget for your portfolio using the chart Excel style grid, where you can define your CapEx, OpEx, cost structure, and track the forecast baseline and actuals for your portfolio. Very simple control, but it's linked to the portfolio. So your portfolio can have a budget, and you can define any cost structure for your budget. When I click on any of the project, I will get to the project page, and we tried to keep it very simple and very familiar interface everywhere in application. So you have timeline at the top. You have here the links for integration. So, for example, this project is linked to Planner, and if I click on the project, it will immediately open it in Planner, and it will open my plan here. I have statuses, overall risk, issues, resources, cost, schedule. And if I click on status, it's very visual to change. I can simply just say my project is at risk and say we are at risk. Okay, and I say it. Okay, so it's immediately here. Again, like, you have key dates, and you can create release dates, you can create milestones, you can create simply just key dates, and system immediately will identify if it's late, not late, and will use different icons for the information. Okay, this is a late milestone. It's not complete. It's in the past. And that's why it's marked as red. Project details section, where you see a list of again custom fields and attributes for a project. You can define those attributes and display them here. Then you have multiple sections here, like team section, schedule section, risk, issues, and as we discussed already, budget. Risk and issues are built to very familiar experience, like in Microsoft Project Online, where you have standard risk fields and same issues fields. So very familiar experience for users of Microsoft Project Online, exactly the same. And in fact, if this project will be connected to Microsoft Project Online, we will bring all those risk and issues from Microsoft Project Online into PPM Express. So you don't have to go to another system to see all the risk. We aggregate all that information in one place. Schedule and team. For Planner, we show simply just all the users that assigned that have tasks in the plan, and we show plans by their progress and progress completed, not started late, and what's for this week. And as well, we show the buckets and work organized by buckets. That's for Planner. if we go to projects that we'll go to plans that assigned to Project Online and to Azure DevOps, and we'll show how it looks. But if another concept from portfolio, again, like we provide, you can see, you can access the list of the project in the multiple ways. So first of all, definitely I can click on portfolio and I can see the list of projects here. Second option is I can click here and say, like, show me all the project for my for this portfolio information technology. I click on the link projects and I see all my projects here in cards format or tiles format. I can see my budget, start date, finish dates, the execution, and I can switch between the summary view to work details where I see some chart here with number of tasks, or I can switch to the cost view where I have some cost information immediately here on the chart. So we have several views, as well as you can see them as a list and switch between the different view. For example, show me all the statuses for my project. Immediately I see my projects, I see their stage, I see execution, and I can customize this form. I can create new view, I can add additional fields, I can all the standard features that you would expect in any modern application that you can combine and edit the view and create new view. Or you can do the bulk edit for your projects. Immediately I have all my projects, I can use a bulk edit grid and say that, okay, this project is at risk. That's all. I press save and it's immediately updated. It takes seconds. I don't. It's very simple. It's very easy to use the application. And the sort of views that you have here on the top, and it's applied for projects, for portfolios. It's a timeline view where you have your projects in a graphical format. So you have a timeline. You have list of projects, overall status, which is probably the most critical and aggregate status, and you have a timeline with all the key dates, milestones, and release dates that you decided to show on the timeline. Again, like everywhere where you click on project, you will drill down to that project, and that's exactly, for example, the project that is being managed in Microsoft Project Online. As you can see here, let's go to the details. We have this milestone. It came from project schedule. It says it's linked to Microsoft Project Online. So you can have a combination of milestones information created locally in PPM Express, information that's coming from schedule. Same, for example, if you go to the risks, if there are any risks, you will see that this risk created locally, and other four, they came from Microsoft Project Online and they're linked to the Microsoft Project. So you can see all that information here. It's automatically synchronized. We bring that information, we aggregate that information in one place, so you don't have to, and management that don't need to hunt for that information. It's by default, it's all here. If I go to schedule for Microsoft Project Line, we'll bring here the summary tasks for level 0 and 1. You will be able to see that here. Like really, for executives, they don't need to see the tasks. They don't need to see the task on the level 4 or level 5 or level 3. They just need the summary tasks, the main gates, the key section of the project, and we'll display it here so you can see that information. You can see how many tasks complete, what does the person complete, when is the start, when is the finish. You will be able automatically to see it here. For resource plan, we'll show the resources and we'll be reworking this section. We'll add some better resource management module here, lightweight, where you will be able to create really the resource plan, time-phased resource plan for resources. It's in development and we'll be releasing soon that. But again, like you will say, okay, it's maybe it's too much information for us. We just want to use Planner. We don't want to track issues, risks, budgets, anything. I just want a team. I just want to have statuses. Absolutely. You go here and say, I don't want to see team. I don't want to see resource plan. I don't want to see risk, issues, and budgets. Period. Now my application very simple. Okay, my key dates, my status, my details, and my schedule information. That's all. So you can we bring as much as possible information from system, but users can configure their project environments to reduce information that they don't need, that they don't manage right now, that they don't use right at this moment, depending on their business process, rules, policies, or based on their maturity level. So you have that flexibility to very easily in a couple clicks just simply to configure that and say that that's how that works. Another option, again, like if you are in the portfolio, again, I can go to the list view. I can switch between the different status view for my portfolio. Again, I can go to the timeline view where I see all my portfolios with all the projects with information and with the portfolio milestones. Or I can use a filter and say, okay, show me just one portfolio. I have my filter built for specific portfolio for general administration, and I see my portfolio. Or I can see here, show more, for example, just active portfolios. Very similar experience, very visual. For example, like say, okay, show me just active projects. Simply, system will show me all my active projects or show me critical projects. It's really like, why should I see? I definitely can find a reason why I want to see all the projects because I want to see the information. But in most cases, if I'm trying to be organized, I want probably to work with a project that has some issues that are at risk or critical. With just one click, I can see all projects that, for example, at risk or projects are critical, and say, okay, we have this project, it markets critical. Let's go here. Let's see the risk. Let's see the timeline. Let's see information that we have, where we are late, what is the schedule, and from here I can, with one click of mouse, I can click here, and I will get to Microsoft Project Online to the I can see schedule, I can see project summary, I can go to schedule PDP and dive into the details for that project. I don't need to search for that information. It's available within just one click of the mouse. If we go to projects that, for example, that will be, let's show one of the projects that is for VSTS. So, for example, we go to the R&D, and we go, for example, here. This project is mentioned in visuals in Azure DevOps. So if I click here, that will bring my Azure DevOps, and again, like it's all integrated. It's all using the your Active Directory. It's using your account, Microsoft account. You can log in with the same account to your VSTS, to see the backlog, to Planner, to Power BI, to Microsoft Project Online, and to PPM Express, all integrated, all together, all runs smoothly without using the same account. You don't need to log into different systems. Again, I can be here, I can see my backlog, I can see sprints and see that information. If I go back to Project Online, what we bring from the DevOps, we bring iterations. What I can see, okay, show me the backlog for my current iteration. I click here. The system will go to board for my specific iteration. I can see that information. I want to go to different iteration. Absolutely, I can switch it here, or I can go to for example, to PPM Express. Click here, and I will see information for sprint number 4. It's all here. Again, like it's available. It's in one click. No one has to search for that information. If you want to see that information in PPM Express, absolutely, you don't have to leave PPM Express. You can say, okay, show me a summary for iteration number 4. Okay, I see that we have total 7 bugs. We have 3 active, 4 closed, 1 result, and we will bring here all the issue type that you have in VSTS. We'll bring that summary information here. So again, like PPM Express is a tool for aggregating all the projects and across all the work management systems that you have, that combines all that information together as one location for management to see project in structured way, and as well as establishing one common approach how your project will be structured, how you track those projects. It means that you have sections, you have dates, you have risk, you have issues, you have same set of custom fields. So you provide that unification and common framework for project management, which definitely organization they don't have it when they have multiple different systems, multiple different systems in place. Back to our reporting. So as I mentioned, we use Microsoft Power BI for reporting. All our reports available in the action drop downs here for project, for portfolio, for list of projects. And for example, say, and we have two options. So you can run and you can use the embedded Power BI. So we use Power BI embedded as part of our application. So you can view those reports embedded and simply just access those reports from application UI. Okay, just a second to load. Okay. So here I see list of my portfolios as soon as rendered, and it's familiar Power BI experience. There are limitations for embedded Power BI. There is a limited number of data synchronizations that we have, but we also provide an option for users to get our reports back and use external Power BI. I have the same report pack deployed to my Power BI, and I can switch in PPM Express. I can switch from between internal Power BI or external Power BI. If I want, for example, async day, I want to be able to update data on demand. I will switch to external Power BI, and it will be immediately will replace everything in UI, and everything will be same clickable, same native experience. It will just open the new tab and will go to your Power BI. But again, like we have more than 60 reports built here. For example, portfolio status overview. That's a report that will show me my list of my portfolios with all the projects with their statuses, and I can narrow down and says, okay, show me just one portfolio here. I can see information. I want to see project details. I will go drill through and, for example, go like show, okay, project details. Show me information about my project. All connected, cross-portfolio reports, cross-project reports, single project, single portfolio, resource information. So all aggregated in Power BI across all the work management system, because we have all that information. We know that John he is working on a task in Planner in Microsoft Project Online and in Azure DevOps, maybe in Jira, maybe in Dynamics 365. We can show all that information in one place, in one reporting, and it's very simple. It's all automatic. So again, like we have more than 60 reports here, 56 or 57 together. We also pay, as you remember, one of the important aspects that I mentioned is that data governance. Management need to be able to trust the information. PMO need to make sure that everything is on track. That we have the data that we can trust. That teams are using the follow the policy. For example, okay, show me the projects that have no task. Absolutely, there probably it looks like there are no projects like that. Show me all the projects that have no risks defined. Okay, it shows there are two projects, for example, for that they have no risk defined. I can go to no status description, no key dates, no costs. I can control the data quality. And in next releases, what we do is we will bring such notifications not just as a form of report, but for example, if you go to a project and let's say this project, let's say that it says that it's green, it's not critical, but we see that there are late milestones. We'll show you the notification, say this project there are some warnings with data quality. Please take a look. because it's very critical for management to be able to trust information. And if we with modern technology we can identify those issues, it's very simple. It's only we need to compare dates and status. It's a very simple business rules, but we bring that information into the application. We bring those notifications, like pay attention. Really, we are trying to bring to user attention issues or potential issues where they need to spend time and fix or maybe update information if we see some inconsistencies, that management can use that information to make decision based on their up-to-date and accurate information. I want to show one more one more section here, how the connectivity works. So for example, if I go to this project, it's simply a demo project, not connected to anything right now. It's just very simple application. And what I can do here to link the project to external system, I click on those two rings and I can connect to file. Let's say maturity level is very simple. I have my scheduled Excel, and that Excel is on the OneDrive. I will just go here and type that URL here. That's all. And when I click on that open project, it will open Excel from your OneDrive or from Dropbox or from Teams or from SharePoint, anywhere you store it. You can connect to Jira, you can connect to Planner. If you go to Planner, simply it will use your connection, and here you select a plan, and it's very simple. You will be able to do that. If I go to Azure DevOps, you have slightly more flexibility here. We especially provided that for Azure DevOps and for Jira, is that when you select a project in Azure DevOps, you will be able to go even deeper. Let's say you have your project in Azure DevOps is your program, and you have for your project you want to track statuses for your epics. Here you can pick an epic and say that this epic, design epic, it's a my project PPM Express. Or you can go, instead of epic, you can go to area pass and say that's my area pass, that's my team. I want to track activity for my team in PPM Express. Or even we had scenarios where the customers want to track it on the iteration level, and you can do that stuff. You can do the stuff, or you can simply just link to entire project without any details. You have all that flexibility. For project online, it's very simple. Again, like you select connection, you select a project, and then we support that you can create a custom mapping. If you have custom fields, you can define a mapping between your custom fields, so you don't need to really change anything. It's all visual. You can say, okay, my status, I have field called health in project online. It has those statuses on track. Definitely like lookups need to match, but you can say, okay, I want health in project online map to the overall status in PPM Express. Absolutely, you can do it. Or I want to like department, go to department. I want description, like project description, go to description PPM Express. So it is absolutely possible. And for project online, we support the two-directional synchronization. So if you change that status in project online, in project online, it will update in PPM Express. If you change it in PPM Express, it can go back to project online and update your project level fields. We do not support that for any risk issues, milestone schedule, but for project level fields, absolutely we support that and we do that. We have some functionality coming to our roadmap. We definitely will work on those data quality warnings for application. We'll work on the approved timeline UI, so where we have a new design for timeline to make it more visual, more appealing to users. We will introduce some new features like combining that one project in PPM Express can connect automatically to several issues. For example, you say, okay, part of my project is managed in Microsoft Planner, part of my project is managed in Azure DevOps, I want to see it as one. Or part of the schedule is managed in Microsoft Project Online, and part of the functionality tracked in Planner. I want simply just to see that as one project and see the progress. Absolutely, you will be able to do that. We're working on releasing some team apps for Microsoft Teams, so you can embed project details into the channels. So you will be able to see that information, access that information from Teams. Right now, you can do it simply by adding the URL, and it absolutely works smoothly. But we'll have a native apps for Microsoft Teams. We will be adding, we will work on some components for scaled agile framework, like strategic teams, some very simple prioritization of projects, as well as demand management components. So you can do right now demand management. You can start project and say, okay, I create project from PPM Express and Planner. Absolutely, you can do that, and we'll support that for Project Online for all the connectors that we have. So by starting project in PPM Express, you can decide where it needs to be managed. We are working on adding more connectors and more admin features. We definitely will support, as I mentioned, as soon as Microsoft is ready with new project source, we'll have connectors there. We work on connector for D365. We work on connector D365 PSA, sorry. And we will add some external connectors to popular systems like we have connector to Jira right now, maybe Rally, SNR, Trello, some additional systems that were widely popular and widely used in organization. And definitely we have some security, we have user management feature, we have some centralized management features right now, but we will work more on enterprise feature, so the PPM Express can support large organizations and can be rolled out to large organizations with much simpler administration of user management, security management, and other features. Regarding to prices, we have 3 editions. So right now we have free edition, which is free to up to 4 people. So the small teams can use PPM Express for free. We have 2 edition, professional to enterprise. The biggest difference between those editions is connectivity to PPM platform. And right now in the PPM, we assume that we understand that it's a Microsoft Project Online, it's Dynamics 365, and later will be like systems like ServiceNow, Salesforce, where if you need to bring information from those systems, you would need enterprise plan. But that's a starting price for small teams. If you go to number of users, so like 25, 20, price significantly goes down. It's a volume-based subscription. The more users you have in the organization, the cheaper it gets. And as well, it's a month subscription. For annual subscription, we give 1 month free automatically from this price. So you can start with free tier. You can use the system for 1 month without any limitation for large team. But then you need to decide on which plan you want to do. This pricing is current as of today, May 13th, 2019, and it's subject to change. So we might change it in future, but that's we believe that it's a fair price. Okay, let me see if there are any questions, and I'll try to answer those questions. So. Okay. Can you please go over the report for portfolio schedule? Okay, I will go there. Can you integrate PPM Pulse dashboard? Okay. Does PPM Express have hierarchy with programs showed within portfolio? Okay, so first of all, there's no integration with. We decided to have FluentPro had a product called PPM Express for portfolio for reporting. So we are not integrating with PPM Express. We decided to go with fully Microsoft stack with Power BI because it's widely used and it exists in every organization. There's no additional licensing required. So and it provides much better functionality compared to PPM EPM Pulse. So we're definitely not integrating there. For program, so we won't create another level. We do not plan to create another level of portfolio, program, and project. What we suggest for customers who want to track programs, that we suggest that they need to have them as portfolio. It's an option 1. Second option is that will provide the ability to link, as I mentioned, one-to-many into the project. So some portfolio program support can be done through that. We understand that it's not an ideal scenario, but introducing one more level of the programs to the hierarchy will complicate solution. It will create it complex. So we decided not to have that component. Third option is that if you want to have it on some filtering, you can create a program as a custom field, as attribute of project, and just have ability to filter and group and create views for your programs based on that on the name of that specific program. So there are kind of ways, but we do not plan to have it as a separate entity as a program in application. Is there any Power Apps integration planned on the roadmap? So right now we have a standard connectors. So instead of going with the Power Apps and going with Microsoft Flow for integration, we decided to build those integration ourselves. We feel that for our scenario, we'll have much more power over there, and it will work quicker, because Flow it's mostly it's more transactional, I would say. We need a much bulkier operation, that for us it will be much easier to have our own connectors. We have an API. It's not public for application, but we'll provide API, and we plan to have we probably will have some connectors for Flow and for such platforms like Zapier in future, where you will be able to integrate with application. For example, you can push some information into PPM Express in future, or to be notified if anything happened, and let's say the project was updated in PPM Express, that you can push somewhere. So we'll work on that, but it's not on the nearest roadmap, and we do not expect to release any to support any right now exactly the Power Apps. So we'll provide the API. API can be consumed from Power Apps. The API can use some information from PPM Express, but it's not that we will release any version of PPM Express on Power Apps. We feel that PPM Express is good as it is. We're trying to keep it as quick as possible, very lightweight. As you've seen, it's a production tenant. Everything is flying. You don't have to. I want to see project. I click here. Right, I get it in maybe less than 2 seconds. I go to project details. It's instant. I don't have to wait for seconds or for 10 seconds for load to render to get the data. So we're trying to preserve that experience, that it's instant, that you don't have to wait. It should be lightning fast, faster user experience, and there are benefits of you having the custom application. For portfolio schedule, the question was about the reports about the portfolio. So what we have on the reports here. So for portfolio, what you can do is, if you go to portfolio details, you can see stats. You can see list of projects with all their stats, kind of like summary. You can have financial information. You can see risk issues and milestone. So that's a typical analysis that you can plus all the financial information. So you can see, like, show me all the risk for my portfolio. Absolutely, you can do that. You can see the information. So it will go across all the project. We'll get all the risks across your portfolio, and we'll show it here. So all the information that you have, you'll be able to see that. Here I go. I pick my portfolio. I see projects and I see the risks, and I can see all that information: project name, risks, and all the information for my risk. Again, here I can narrow down for specific project in the portfolio, or by progress, or by project stage. In addition, here I can go to additional reports. Like I can go to the key dates, I can go to statuses, I can do financial details. So for example, show me portfolio key dates. I can switch to immediately see that information here, and again I can narrow down to specific portfolio. Again, like see that across multiple portfolios, here. So Power BI today is not extremely fast. Okay, so here I can pick my portfolio, and system will show all the key dates for that portfolio. It will show which are key date milestones, releases. So okay, show me all the releases. Okay, let's say for 1 year. Still loading. It looks like it's not releases. Key dates. So you can see all that information, all information here. Yeah, for some reason that's not rendering properly, but it's all available here. Again, like if you want to try it, sign up is absolutely free. You just go to the app.ppm.express and you can sign up and see and start using the application. So as I mentioned, that's a presentation at the end of the month. As far as I remember, it's on the May 30th. We will have a webinar on where we'll in more details. We'll deep dive into PPM Express and Azure DevOps, where we'll see how that works all together, reporting, connectivity, and flexibility around it. So please feel free to join our webinar. You will receive email notification, or you can start the trial at any moment. If you have any question, please feel free to reach out to me. My name is Anton, and yeah, I can be reached by Anton at PPM Express or info at PPM Express. So please feel free to send your questions, or if you need a personalized demo or help setting and everything up, I will be more than happy to assist with that. Thank you, and have a great day.